Good afternoon. My name is Tzifas Sotiris. I am a site security expert. I will speak about the safe internet use and protection against threats. During daily use and for house use, home use. A very brief presentation, the hazards on the internet and protection for children and clergy. Have you ever wondered how much exposed you are to during your navigation in the internet? If one used your email, would your personal data be exposed? Does someone else have a full access to your computer? These are questions that many of you may have. How is this done? There are hackers through the internet. They target specific PCs only by knowing your email and um, by entering your email, they can enter your mobile phones, and there can be a cyber spying. Then, though that can be done through the use of the email. Okay, you may say that I don't do that because I do not have any email. But how is this done with bank accounts? They can have access to your bank account. They can get your pins and they can get money from the ATM. So even if we don't use the internet in the daily life, we keep being exposed by just using the ATM. There are a lot of examples of attacks to organizations, both in Greece and abroad. Let me make some specific references. One attack was made to a big shipping company. Unknown people sent a malicious file that was an attachment of an email and that seemed to come from an employee of the company. So what happened is that they clicked on it and they could have access to the whole company, to the whole data handled by the company. So when the software was installed, that software was able to add pornography files in the computers. So porn material could be found in your computer, and you could have legal consequences for that. So what are the hazards of the internet? Unsuitable material, violent games, gaming, pornography and children's pornography, the violation of private life, and diseases that are connected to the excessive use of internet. What is the role of the church in the internet? The Orthodox beliefs says that we shouldn't be afraid of the technology. We must, of course, follow the road of of, discrete acceptance. So through a safe internet with certain limitations. So we can use it as parents, as professionals, and as clergy. So the internet is an integral part of our daily lives. However, there are some bad uses. Our bank interactions and our other interactions are inside the internet. So what are the consequences on religion and our credo? Some authors think that the internet is a threat to Christianity and Orthodoxy. In 1990, 8% of the population had no religious preference. In 2010, this percentage multiplied by more than two. This increase is due to the internet. So the change of belief is an issue of our society, and the internet contributes to that. How do they target the orthodoxy? Internet is very dangerous, and we should be very alert. We have digital churches. It offers access to a huge number of information. There are groups of atheists and different organizations that have particularly increased organization, and the faithful cannot resist. PEMTUSIA, however, has a very powerful presence in the internet and has changed the situation considerably. So, what are the cybercrime perpetrators? Hackers, politically oriented, religiously oriented government people, so specific conflicts, legal conflicts. What are the targets? Public organizations, research and university organizations with the education that they offer to citizens, police, law enforcement agencies, and information portals with information and with religious content. We all know what religious activism is. What has appeared lately is religious activism. What do religious activists do? They alter websites, they steal data, and they create economic crimes. They commit economic crime. They try to get a certain remuneration for what they do. This is the religious activism. It comes from abroad. And you can see ISIS. These are the Muslims of the Caliphate that attack companies, religious websites, and as you can see on the right, and they also call through the TV in order to perform hacker attacks. And they also obtain personal data of specific personalities. You can see American personalities, the details of whom were circulated through the internet. What is the gray side of hackers? There are companies against the Islamic Caliphate, ISIS. There are also companies against the Scientology Church, which this has been done by a very well-known hacker group. Is the internet finally important for Christianity? Of course it is. The easy answer would be no. However, we are at a certain point in time that technology is so advanced and it influences us. If you are not present in the internet, then you don't exist. This is true especially for young people. How can we protect ourselves? With different ways. First of all, by using complicated passwords. We shouldn't use Wi-Fi, and we shouldn't use free computers. We should always keep our personal data safe. We should only answer to those who we know, and we should be very careful about what we make known to others. So, by a shared action between the clergy and the citizens, and by having the right conduct in the media, we can be protected against the internet hazards. Advice for clergymen. You will have been asked about issues that have arisen with the use of the internet. The clergymen must know the dark zones. We shouldn't prevent the faithful from using the internet, but the user should be made with certain limitations. Many say that they do missionary work through the internet, and we should refer to the authorities for any violations. What are the general instructions of protection? First of all, with filters of protection, we should have time limitations. We shouldn't have an excessive use of internet. We should limit the content of websites. And as far as children are concerned, the same is true. However, we should also inform children in order to protect their identity during the use. We speak to them about the hazards existing in certain sites, and they should use the internet in open spaces, not in their room. There should be a shared room where they will be able to use the internet. And we also advise them to refer to us, to refer any problem they may encounter to us. So, safe navigation. The internet must not be an purpose per se. We should only communicate with persons that we know. Thank you very much for your attention.